Hey guys, today's May 18th and I'm going to do your collective reading, and I decided to just use the Soul Journey Oracle card and see what we get with that. Alright, so for the collective today, the collective, messages for the collective today. Alright, so we've got blame, accept responsibility for my well-being. Alright, so with that, let me see if I can get some cards with that. You know, we got the Lovers in reverse and the Nine of Wands with blame. Now, we've got the Lovers in reverse, the Nine of Wands. There's something weighing you down. There's something weighing you down, even if you're not aware of it, and it could be something internal. It could be something internal. Like, there could be like this internal battle going on that's weighing you down. Something that you need to come out of, for sure. But I think some of you may be feeling left out of something that used to bring you joy. And I think it's because maybe you are... the trouble today may be not being able to see both sides of a situation. Okay, so... you've got to be... That's the thing today. So at the bottom... Okay, so at the top we've got blame. And then underneath we have growth. And so, in order to be able to work through denial and able to work through things sometimes that you just can't see, you've got to go within, right? But for growth to happen in your world, for things to change in your world, and for you to see growth and for you to see changes, you know, there's a level of acceptance that comes with that. And nobody is perfect. Nobody, not you, not I, not them. Nobody is perfect. And when you can take a look at yourself honestly and see the imperfection, then you also have something that you can work on, right? Because I feel like in the past, you felt great. You felt worthy. You felt heard, even is a good word. You felt heard. You felt like nothing weighed you down, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, something happens and everything changes. And then it's at that point, you're like, what the hell? You know, what do I do about this? And so we've got the Judgment card that came out on top of Freedom. Freedom says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And the Judgment card came out on top of that. So this is literally saying that you've got to be able to take responsibility for you. It's always great to come to YouTube and try to get a heads up and a little peek here and a little peek there about what's going on with other people. But it's very difficult to look at our own stuff. It's very difficult to look at ourselves without feeling insulted, without feeling demeaned, you know, but there's a level of maturity that comes with that. And there's also a level of empathy that comes with that as well. And you'll know how you're growing by how you receive information, even negative criticism. And that's not what this is about. But I feel like some of you are just not ready to show your hand. Some of you are not ready to make that choice, and that's okay. Some of you are not ready to even see things that you may have had a hand in the past and you know, the way Pluto is positioned right now, and we're in Mercury retrograde. I mean, things that are that weren't meant to be, things that weren't supposed to happen, but did anyway, like maybe dishonesty, you know, and this may not be you, this could be surrounding you. So, I mean, this is just general. So this goes either way. But I'm focusing on, you know, whoever it is that's watching this in a way that if there is anything that you could take responsibility for, or that you do, but you do it silently, you know, that's something to take a look at too, because people need to be validated just like we need to, you know, you need to be validated. I need to be validated, you know, sometimes, and so do other people. And it's, you know, I'm a Libra, so I think about, fairness all the way around. I like to see both sides of a situation. But I think that when you hold back what's really going on, or really not honest with yourself about where you're at currently, like, you know what got you there, right? But there's always us not being able to take on responsibility, like how we had a hand in where we're at right now. And part of this imagination card, part of growth is being able to nourish certain aspects of your mind, even the negative ones, And the only way to grow is to be able to be honest about that. When you're in a constant state of denial, there's no growth. There's just stagnant energy. And so there's going to be this constant feeling of overwhelm that may come and go. There's going to be a constant level of anxiety, mistrust, not understanding things, you know. When you can finally when you can fully release and let go, and just, you know, the word that comes to mind is humble. Be humble, because we're not perfect. As though we want to be, we're not. Certainly not. And it's definitely been a struggle, something difficult that I've had to work through, and something difficult that I've had to see for myself. And I'll tell you, it hasn't been easy, but perseverance is going to get you to where you need to be, especially when you're going from the Lovers in reverse, the Nine of Wands, which is complete and utter exhaustion, Five of Pentacles, because you feel like you've been left out of something or forgotten about or skipped over, and then it leads right into the Ten of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles, because when you take a second to look at yourself and say, okay, I still agree that that stuff shouldn't have happened, but how did I play a role? How do you take responsibility for that? Have empathy. You know, having empathy is being able to see your own faults in something. It's being able to give somebody else, even if you don't like them, give them their credit, because that's just what's right, fair, and balanced. And with Pluto, where it is right now, it's demanding that. It's insisting on that. And it doesn't... Pluto's not going to pick sides. Pluto's going to, you know, Pluto doesn't have favoritism. You know what I mean? So even if you feel like you have lived this, you know, by the rule book, I did this and I did this and I did this. You know, let's say you did something for somebody, okay? Let's say you went above and beyond for somebody. And then that person turned around and stabbed you in the back. They did you dirty. Now, when you did something nice for that person, it was with the expectation that they would appreciate it. And there's the problem right there. I mean, and how are you wrong for that? You're not wrong. You would expect somebody to appreciate the effort and the honesty and whatever it is that you put into something. but they don't always. And when you demand it, that's when you start to become unbalanced. When you start to demand it, when you start to make them want to take accountability for their behavior, instead of just saying, okay, that happened, but lesson learned. I'll never put myself in a position like that again, and then keep it moving, you know? But when we sit and dwell in things of the unfairness of something, you know, as if we never were unfair to anybody, you know, which is completely wrong. Of course we have been. But, you know, it's hard to see things. It's hard to see the imbalance in things caused by our own hand. And being able to acknowledge those things, accept those things, breathe, and just release it. You know, unless that can happen, this energy would just keep repeating itself. But when you can, take accountability, take responsibility for your role. When you can take accountability, take acceptability for your role in something, that's when true growth happens. That's when taking accountability happens. That's when maturity happens. And sometimes that's difficult. Excuse me. Sometimes that's difficult because we don't want to, we know we're good people and we don't want to see ourselves in that light. But that's part of growth, right? Is taking accountability. But what a relief later on. Because then you can work through this energy, you know, that's a relief. But I feel like there's this level of doubt. There's a level of doubt that's kind of like happening today. And the best advice that I can give you for that today is to just breathe through this. It's just today. Yesterday, it wasn't like that. Tomorrow may not be like that either. Or it may be. Tomorrow may be worse, but what are you going to do? You've got to breathe through it and trust that things happen for a reason. Go big or go home. That's a card that came out. Yeah. I'm not sure if this is making sense to any of you guys today. I mean, it's a little convoluted. I mean, it's a little bunched up. The energy, yeah, beware of your surroundings. Beware of your surroundings. Crazy train. So, there may be something coming up that's making you uneasy too. But whatever is coming your way, whatever's coming towards you, your resolve could be being tested. You know, if you've just, you might have negative people around you that are just bringing you down. Their energy, and it may not even be on purpose. It just may be their energy. And I feel like when you stay in something, you've got to take responsibility for that. You know, if something's not right for you, it's somebody's not treating you right, or you always have to scan your environment because you don't trust people, then that's maybe not making the proper judgment call in this. Maybe that's why you're feeling like this, you know. But when you take accountability and you can take, and then you can see how things got to that, and then be able to release. And if you had a part in that, forgive yourself and let it go. If you owe somebody an apology, apologize. Stop being so stubborn. But I feel like this is a very, it feels crazy today. It just feels confusing. It feels crazy. Some of you might be confused. Some of you might be like stumbling over your words, not being able to get your thoughts out of your, you know, from your mind to your mouth like I'm doing right now. I mean, that could be what's going on with you today. And it could cause like this stuck, you know, like start, go, stuck kind of energy. But just, you gotta breathe through this. Breathe through this. Take accountability for anything that you personally need to take accountability for. Don't force other people to take accountability for their stuff, because they've got their own stuff to face, and it'll come full circle for them. Trust and believe that. So today, I think the message today is to just relax. Just breathe through anything that's chaotic, anything that, yeah, just acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. There are things about people that you cannot change. And look what came at the bottom. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. You may not be able to change the past for your part in something. And you also have to accept that not everybody is ready to make changes on their own. But if you focus on you and nothing else, just you. Look, forgiveness. Yeah. See? Can't make this up. So I hope that really made sense. Please leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think. I'm not sure how you feel about this. I know that doing the reading was a little uncomfortable because I feel like that this is because this is a collective reading. I feel like I'm no exception. I'm no exception. So it can be a little uneasy today. It can be a little uncomfortable today, but just breathe. Try not to let anxiety get in the way, because I feel like anxiety could be an issue today too. If you struggle with anxiety, it could be like turned up a notch. If you don't have anxiety, you may experience anxiety. And so I'm telling you, the best way to deal with anxiety is to just feel your way through it. Allow that feeling in your chest. Allow that tightness. Allow that sense of fear that you feel. Allow that. Just sit with it for a second, and breathe through it. Because the more tense you get about it, the more anxiety, the more intense the anxious feelings become. And you want to move away from that quickly if you can. So the best way to do it is to just breathe through it. So I hope this made sense to you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below, all that jazz. I'm trying to let this channel pick up traction. I got a lot of work to do. I'm aware, but I'm trying to be consistent. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.